Namaste, beautiful yogis. I will try to do another one question and answer video. It's been a while, and the reason why I kind of avoid doing those is because I take too long to answer, and for this one I'm going to try without feeling rushed. I'll try to answer quickly, and I will do some editing to kind of just piece things together so I'm not just chit-chatting. I will get right to it. First question, Bilyan. I'll say it in Bulgarian, Bilyan. How long poses need to be held? So how long do we need to hold poses and why? What are the differences between poses that need to be held for 2 breaths, 5 breaths? Anagar teaches much longer. There is no right and wrong way to hold a pose. You can move quickly through a practice, and that would be a yang type of practice, and you can hold poses for a long time, such as in classes, and that will be also correct. So there is no right or wrong way to practice. It is your practice will evolve and your practice will change, and your practice will be different on different days. You can hold a pose for 2 breaths and keep moving through the practice and focus on your breath and building heat, and that will allow you to create more of a yang type of practice. And you can also hold things for a little longer, and you can basically allow your body to stretch a little longer on certain days and be more mindful of your breath, hold poses for a little longer. Now, some people would say if you have a lot of energy, do a strong yang type of practice where you're moving quickly and creating a really energetic practice. There is no such thing, actually. You can do on days when you feel that you need to calm down and relax. You can do a strong practice, and that will calm you down. And you can do in practice, and that can calm you down. There is no rules and right and wrong. You have to flow and figure it out and keep changing it up, and don't get stuck in one type of practice. Don't just do Anagar and just hold things for 20 breaths or for 20 minutes and think that's the right way. There is no right and wrong way. There is always a way to evolve, and every day is a different day, and every practice is a different practice. To your question, hold poses for 2 breaths on certain days and focus on your flow and on your breath, and I think that can develop your strength, your fluidity. It can develop even your flexibility. Hold poses for 5 breaths, such as in Ashtanga, and that will also deepen your practice. On certain days when you're doing in practice and you want to deepen your flexibility, hold poses for a lot longer, 20, 30 breaths, and allow your body to stretch. That will give your body the opportunity to open up certain areas that are resistant to opening up and are resistant to allowing deeper flexibility to occur. So basically, listen to your body. The whole point of that's why I love a home practice, and that's why it's my strongest foundation. Don't get me wrong, I have been to many classes and I value that experience as well, but where I developed my deepest, most connected way to practice was by myself, following either guidance or just observing my breath, because this allows you to have the direct feedback of your own body. So just follow your body. Learn to follow your body. If you don't know what that means, keep practicing. That's the only advice I can always give you about anything. Just keep practicing, you will get there. Next question, Olivia. What are the best asanas for poor posture, slumped shoulders, and weak lower abs? Best advice I can give you for abs, lower abs core, is Mula Bandha Ujjayi breath. That is the best. You can approach abs from the mechanical standpoint, and you can strengthen your abs. You can do planks and strengthen your core. You can work on your breath and open the chest, and yoga alone will allow you to open the chest, building a strong chest with all the chaturangas and even push-ups in my classes. And we do certain pulls in some of the workouts. Also will strengthen your back, and developing and deepening your breath will allow you to open up your chest and develop a better posture, which is also decompressing the spine and having proper spinal alignment, proper back alignment. That will allow you to strengthen your core. Just posture will strengthen your core. But really begin with a mindful practice and mula bandha, and a lot will transform in your body with that. I'm moving quickly through those questions. All of these questions are very interesting, and they can take I can take 3 hours to answer each and every one of these questions and go into the symbolism of things or the details of things, but I'm gonna keep things compact, and then we can deepen things if there is follow-up questions. And if I forget to answer something, don't take this as the full answer to every question. I'm not exhausting the answers. I'm just touching up on answers, and I think I'm giving you what actually can just guide you into resolving this or approaching this situation question or dilemma. Next question. How do you know when we're in the pose to stop, Rebecca? I want to feel the strength, but sometimes in certain poses, triangle and low lunge especially, I feel like modifying poses to a point of comfort isn't allowing me to grow, stretch more. I want to be more flexible and stop pulling things. How, so I find the line or part of the pose. Finding your edge. Very important, finding your edge, not forcing your body, and not you don't want to force a pose, and you don't want to overstretch, but you don't want to be too comfortable either. So finding your edge, the place where you grow. You can find that edge in practice when we're holding a stretch for touching upon the first question for 20 breaths, or you can find your edge in a moving practice. Again, calming down your mind so that you can flow through your practice mindfully and allowing to get a good feedback from how you feel from your body, getting the feedback so that you know where your edge is, finding your edge. That is the place between being too comfortable and pushing too hard. That's your edge, where you are growing without damaging your body. That's your edge, finding your edge. On a physical level, when you're stretching and when you're aligning properly, you will feel that stretch and you want to reside there for a little bit to hold it. Pause the video if I'm not pausing in the sequence, and hold there without forcing. You can overstretch when your muscles are warm. So find that place that you're not forcing it, and you're not just chilling and just you're not being lazy and just holding something that's way too comfortable. You're stepping slightly out of your comfort zone, and you're being mindful and kind to your body. Again, as the previous two questions, again, it's being mindfulness. We are cultivating mindfulness, and home practice is absolutely great for that. Next question. Sorry if I'm forgetting something. Maybe I'll come back to it. I'm sure I will forget a lot because I'm finding my way of actually answering questions quickly and moving forward, which is a lot of my classes are that it's touch and go. You touch upon a pose and keep moving, so that you're not holding a pose for forever, 5 or 10 breaths. You're actually holding a pose for 1 or 2 or 3 breaths and keep moving forward. That is the flow of things, accepting things as they are and going. That allows you to deepen your flexibility as well. And sometimes we do have to do in practice where you're holding a stretch for a while, allowing soft tissue to actually give in. So basically we are just letting things slowly give in. The beauty of yin and yang. Next question. Okay, I don't want to mispronounce your name, Chanda, this last name. How to modify forward bends for compressed spine problem, especially if forward bends are prohibited by the doctor for the particular patient. Proper alignment. One of the most common problems with forward bends in people with limited flexibility in the hamstrings is rounding the back and bending forward. So if the person has compressed spine and the forward bends are prohibited, it's best to work with a yoga teacher or with a physical therapist and get the alignment straight, because possibly the person was misaligning to begin with or has poor posture, and maybe the feedback from his own feedback is not working very well, or her. So it's best to work with someone in this situation for sure. If the person cannot find a teacher, there is, I know in Pakistan there is no teachers. If in India, maybe if you cannot get a teacher, you can't afford a teacher and so forth. I will give you just a possible solution. Always keep the knees bent and the back aligned. Don't have a military stance where you're auto weight to straighten out, but don't round the back. So have the pelvis aligned in its natural alignment. The pelvis and the lower back are aligned in forward bends, and there is when you're going for a forward bend, there is an anterior tilt in the pelvis, and you can keep the knee slightly bent. Best thing for someone with that is advised against forward bends is not to do full-on forward bends. For example, the person can work with standing forward bends where the knees are bent and the person is using gravity. Seated forward bends, wait until you can do those a little later on. Just build up to those. First start with a reclining forward bends, meaning like happy baby. Have the okay from the physical therapist though. And standing forward bends, where you're standing and you're bending the knees, or such as downward facing dog with bent knees, anterior tilt in the pelvis, and aligned back, no rounding of the back, which can further damage the spine for a person that has been misaligning or has poor posture. Hope that helps a little bit. Don't do anything that causes pain, and try to quiet the mind enough to notice slight pain, because sometimes we don't even have the feedback, the immediate feedback. It could be a little bit of, even with sciatica, it could be a little bit of discomfort, but it's not always direct pain. Next question. Honey Rose Mango. In Navasana, I feel pain on the side of my tailbone. Is this normal? No. It's not normal. Avoid Navasana up until you have enough strength in your lower back and core to support you properly. Try Navasana with your feet on the ground and with a very slight tilt back, and see if that hurts you. I wouldn't push it at all. Or even try, if there is Navasana in class, just try to modify with doing it on a ball, such as crunches on a ball and something like this, where you're not feeling any pain. Try to strengthen the core and try to find the proper alignment. If you have any pain outside of Navasana that is stemming possibly from the tailbone, just avoid it and try to rehabilitate it for a while. It doesn't sound like you do, but if try to pay attention and see if you do. That's a cool question, Catherine. Will I ever stop becoming emotional in hip openers? Butterfly always makes me want to cry. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. You may not. Flow with it. If it's making you emotional, you need to be emotional. Crying is good. Crying and laughing are just essential in life. So just flow with it. If you stop crying, that's great. If you don't stop, that's also great. Just flow with it, and sometimes you need to cry. There is unresolved things you're resolving, or just a natural release. Periodically, we need to cry and we need to laugh. So for the rest of your life, you should cry every so often. We all should cry every so often and laugh every so often, or for some of us daily crying, or for some of us weekly crying, monthly crying. It's a release. It's a healthy emotion, and it's a healthy response to many situations in life. So keep practicing them. It means you're working on your emotional body and you're healing. So it's a good thing. You don't have to stop. Sibyl. Yes, Ali, I have. If I mispronounced any of your names, I'm so sorry, and you can tell me how to pronounce it. You can give me the exact pronunciation. In general, if I have mispronounced a name, I'm trying not to. Yes, Ali, I have only done yin yoga for the last 5 weeks. It feels like my body says no to the other classes, and I don't know why. I'm really so sad not to be able to do the stronger classes right now. What's happening to me and my body? You here I'm just going to answer intuitively because I don't know. You could have overdone it. You're very strong, we all know, because you posted some of your really strong looking photos and you're a strong woman. You could have just overdone it. Your body needs to take it easy, to kind of chill out a little bit. We all go. It's our bodies are not in a constant. We're not always moving in one curve of just an upward movement and constantly growing, constantly getting stronger and faster and so forth. There is a natural up and down and yielding and ebb and flow of things, and it's okay if sometimes we feel weaker. You're not alone. I go through the same thing. I have periods when I just don't feel strong at all, but I've been through those periods many times, enough to know that it's just a period. It will come and go, and you'll be back to the strong classes again. You might have overdone it a little bit, and your adrenals need to sometimes our body needs to heal, so it forces you to do easy stuff, so the body has enough energy to put that energy into healing. And that's sometimes we do need to fast. And yeah, when you fast on juices or water, we do lose muscle mass, of course, and strength, but the thing is the body wants to shut down and start healing internally and emotionally and everything else. And the strength will come back. It's not a big deal. Just don't worry about it. Listen to your body. Do what your body tells you to do. And allow your body, work with your body, and come back to it when you're ready. But try to nourish yourself. If you have to, take it easy. Try to either give it a break, fast, rest, or any of those things, or try to be nourishing in some way, so you are supporting the process. Next question. I don't know how to pronounce the first name, so I'll just go with the middle name. Absolutely flawless Kennedy. Do you have any tips for weak knees or strengthening knees? Yes, always align when you do yoga. If you have hyperextended knees, avoid certain poses that hyperextend your knees, such as triangles. Keep a micro bend. Try to do wall sits every day. and increase the time. Start with 20 seconds and increase. Press your lower back into the wall and get your thighs to be start with your knees bent at a little wider angle, and then slowly get your thighs to parallel to the floor. Try not to go past 90 degrees, of course, because you're trying to strengthen the supporting muscles around the knees, and have your ankles underneath your knees when you do the wall sits. So start with wall sits. You can massage your knees through the day, massage the surrounding tissue around the knees. And now, if your hamstrings are tight, or quadriceps are tight, or hip flexors are tight, or hips are tight, try to try to use a foam roller and roll your hamstrings and quads, even your calves. You can stretch your calves on the stair, step on the stair and hang your heels off of the stair. I've been planning to do a few classes or a few videos that are restorative to knees. And one thing that I like for knees, we all have some level of weakness in our knees, especially females with wide hips, which my body is built that way too. So there is an inherent weakness in the knees, even for people that are very athletic. One thing that helps me is not to I try not to include too many triangles in my classes. A little bit I touch and go on triangles because they're not absolutely great for every single person. Some people that are very stiff, triangles are great for them. If you're very flexible, just bend the knee slightly and do those poses with straight legs mindfully. Foam roller, wall sits. Just stick with that for a few months, and if you still have pain, come back. There is more things you can do, but this should resolve the situation a lot and avoid things that could be aggravating your knees. So try to see if anything is aggravating your knees in your day or in your practice, and modify those things. Add those few things that I suggested. Moving forward, NBY means Namaste Beautiful Yogis. We started just abbreviating it. Last question, and I will come to the rest for part 2 of the video so that I can keep the videos short. Karina. Hey Karina. One question that keeps coming to mind is why do I say lengthening? Lengthen both sides of the torso, or all 4 sides of the torso, when you're performing, say, triangle, when naturally your body is curving on one side, or you think so, and how can you lengthen? Yeah, that's why I say it, because you don't want to, in triangle, you don't want to reach out to the side and just hang here. And for example, you see how you would think, well, I'm lengthening this part of my neck, but how would I lengthen this? Same thing, you're just aligning the spine and reaching out in triangle as far out as you can, while both sides of your torso are lengthening. If you feel the need to actually curve the bottom side of your torso, then you're going a little too far. Back off a little bit and stay in the place where your spine is elongated and both sides of your torso are lengthening. This applies to triangles, side angles, even twists, half moons, anything where you're reaching with your torso to the side. Try to lengthen both sides so that you're not compressing one side. And you're not curving your spine, you're strengthening this way your spine and the muscles supporting the spine. I'll cut the video in 2 parts so that we have part 2. Next question. I have another one, absolutely Flowless Kennedy. That is a good name. Why did you start posting lessons on YouTube, and how did you get started with teaching yoga? Okay, I'm done. yeah, it is cool. How I started posting on YouTube is it is a very long story, so I'm not gonna get to answer the entire story or to explain the entire story here. I kind of actually started. I had a post on YouTube long time ago, which was taken. I took it down, but. Long time ago, when I met my partner, we knew that we want to create yoga videos. I already knew that, and he already knew that. He's a filmmaker, and I am passionate about yoga and the internet. I'm very passionate because to me internet is absolutely my dream come true, the most amazing educational tool, information that I was always into books and into searching, but I could never find exact answers to exact questions before the internet. So that's why I'm just passionate about the internet, because it's a great resource and we don't need to just abuse it and waste time on the internet. We can do great stuff on the internet. So I always knew I wanted to post, to make yoga videos. That was never a question in my head. The same way I always knew I want to teach yoga. I got sidetracked by actually teaching too many classes here in Los Angeles, and I didn't have time to make any videos for a while. Then I got terribly sick, which is my healing story that I've been promising that I will make a video on that. I got very sick, and I got basically redirected. I had to stop doing what I'm doing, which was teaching way too many classes in person, and I had to take a break and reevaluate everything and reapproach my life again. So it ended up being my blessing, because it was basically, getting sick was saying, okay, you got a little bit distracted and you started moving a little too fast in one direction, and that's not the direction you had been wanting to go into, and it's not serving you anymore. You have to stop. And I'm not a quitter. If I'm teaching classes, I can't even give a quit notice. I quit. I just kind of have a little bit of I love to commit to things. So basically I got pulled away from it, and I started posting at the right time. Obviously my first thing I posted on YouTube was I think 8 years ago, and it was actually a pretty popular video back then of just yoga practice. And then I got busy with teaching and all of that, and I didn't continue with that. But I lost my train of thought. So when I kind of things were just coming into, I always knew I'm gonna be teaching yoga, and I knew there is gonna be something with the internet. I just when you know your destiny, you know when you know your path without knowing the details, you know your path. This is, for me, it's always everything I have to do. I kind of have a knowing of it, and I assume a lot of you, or most of you, or all of you are like that. So when time was right for me to make these lessons, I realized that there isn't serious yoga lessons. I actually tried to look for a power yoga lesson, and I'm very passionate about power yoga, and I realized there isn't such videos online. And when I had googled advanced yoga videos, the videos that I came up with or found were not even to me a beginner level. So and they were labeled advanced. So I realized, okay, time to put up a few power yoga classes, just because I was still healing. So I thought to myself, you know what, I will just put 20 classes so people have, so I serve in some way the internet yoga community and give some free classes. And I at the time I didn't have much of a goal other than I will complete this, I will complete the 20 classes no matter what. And I did, and it all kind of started from there. Just basically I committed to a goal and I did it. So that is also my advice for you if you're trying to do something. Give yourself a time frame and commit to it, because sometimes in doing just halfway or half of if in just completing half of your goal, you're not going to get any results, and you may want to quit before you have even given it your all. That's a little bit besides the question. Next, I don't know if you're going to talk only about the practice or different subjects. Tiana. Okay, I know how to pronounce your last name, I think for sure. It's Svetic. Tiana, maybe your first name. Neighboring country. Practice of different subjects. I have a totally unrelated question. How is your day going from morning to evening in general? Your general daily routine. Namaste. By the way, thank you. She is the one that created the banner for my page and for Beautiful Yogi's page, and it's a beautiful banner. So thank you for the banner. And I don't have a routine. The only reason why I have a little bit more of a routine than usual or than I would like to is because of Sophie. Sophie wants certain things at certain times. But even my dog is pretty free-flowing, meaning we don't have a time we wake up, a time we walk, a time we eat, or any type of routine. I can't deal with routine. So even Sophie, if I sleep late, she sleeps late. If I wake up early, she wakes up early. She kind of free-flows with me. How my day is going every day is different. I never have had that, and I have worked really hard in my life to avoid routine. So there is certain commonalities or certain things that I have to do in my day, but I try not to do anything in an organized hourly fashion because I know it doesn't work for me. So I've learned, this could be my biggest weakness, but I've learned to work with it and accept it and make it my strength, so that I can be creative or do the things I want to do in my day in free flow, rather than keep fighting it and trying to be more organized and have a routine, which will never happen for me. So I don't have a routine. Maybe I'll answer this in another video of how my day is going. But in the morning I have tea, and then I work on something, or I go for a walk, or I go meet friends, or it just every day is different basically. Next, how to set intentions for each practice.